Bitch, let me tell you something. Hey, what's up? It's your girl, DijahDiva, and you are tuned in live to the Diva Gang podcast, where we discuss art, music, entertainment, pop culture, and have cultivated controversial conversations. Okay, let's get into it. I know it's been a little over a month and some change since I last did a podcast, and I told y'all I was going to keep complete transparency as to my process. Right now, I'm literally looking at all of the tools and the rigmarole. My house is a mess, you guys, because I'm trying to build a set so that I can get the videos out and rolling. My goal was to have not only the audio on the streaming services, but to have the videos uploaded to my Patreon and to my YouTube. However, my set is not complete yet, and if I do videos, I'm not waiting until everything is perfect to start, because if you do that, you'll never start. But I do want things to at least be up and rolling. On top of that, I'm a full-time content creator. It's a lot of things that I'm still trying to get done as far as financing and get equipment and stuff like that. So I've been having a side hustle, because I ain't working on 9 to 5 no more. So I had to get a lot of money and bread together so that I can put it into my craft. So I'm really working hard, and it's been a lot, Plus, I've been hopping back and forth between Mexico and the United States. So it's been a lot, but I'm happy to be back. In the next for the next week and a half, I'm going to be rolling out episodes back to back to back. I think at least 3 or 4 episodes. I know for a fact it's going to be 3, but I'm not sure about a 4th. And a lot of the music is dated. Some of it is a little old. Not old, but at least a month old. Some of it is going to be a little dated. So I'm going to be doing those episodes back to back to back until I can get back on track with the up-to-date music and stuff like that. But I told you guys I was just going to keep it transparent about my journey. But today I'm very, very excited to be back here with you guys. If I'm going to be honest, I recorded this 3 times, but I forgot to hook up my microphone. So this is 3rd time is a charm. So let's get this episode done. Let's get it up and rolling. Let's be lit, and let's get the Diva Gang done. But before we start, make sure you guys go to DijahDiva.com. That's DijahDiva, and check out my website. You can stream my podcast through my website, and make sure that you go and support the Patreon. You can do a $5, $10, $15, and $25 tier, so that you guys can get bonus episodes, exclusive content, behind the scenes footage, random shit that I won't post on my regular social medias, YouTube, and on the podcast. Also, another thing that I'm going to tell you guys about is that I'm starting to do segments. I'm starting to have different things that I'm doing in addition to music. So I'm doing a lot of different things that is going to be a part of my podcast, but some of my segments are going to be Patreon exclusive. So make sure you guys go to my website and subscribe to my Patreon and be a Patreon member, a super exclusive Diva Gang member. Also, on my website, you can see all types of stuff. I'm starting to do Diva Gang Nation, which is my nonprofit for Black mutual aid funds. I am doing all types of crazy stuff. And if you want to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing, merch, everything that I have going on, please just keep heat to my website. My website has everything that's going on. Now, today, this topic I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and it's going to be the topic of, here's the title: signed artists versus independent artists. And when I say artist, I mean everything from an actor, actress, musician, rapper, producer, whatever. Because a lot of the times, people don't realize if you are an A&R, a lot of A&Rs are signed to a label. A lot of producers are signed to a label. A lot of makeup artists and hairstylists and video directors and set designers and all types of stuff are signed to labels. So if you wear any of those creative hats, you can be signed to a label. You can also be a freelance independent person. There's a lot of talk about this as of lately. I know Chica was talking about it, but I just want to make it very clear that the conversation is not nuanced enough. I'm going to be giving not only unpopular opinions, but unpopular facts. And what I mean by unpopular facts, I mean the fact that it's a lot of things that are not true that spread like wildfire about this topic. And there's a lot of things that are true that a lot of people just don't know. And I think that there's a reason. I feel like a lot of this information is kind of gatekept and hidden so that people don't make sound decisions. But here is what I'm going to say. The connotation that if you're signed, it's bad, and if you're independent, it's good, needs to stop. Because that's not always the case. Sometimes, for a lot of people, just like Ludacris said on The Breakfast Club, sometimes it is best for a lot of artists, most artists, especially artists that don't have like a super business savvy type mindset, to sign to a label, because being independent is a lot. And now when you're an artist, a lot of times you have to turn off the left side of your brain, the creative side, and turn on the right side so you can get down to business. And I was talking to somebody on Clubhouse like a long time ago, and he told me this, and it pissed me off at the time. But now that I'm a little bit more well read on this topic, it makes complete sense. He said a lot of times when artists want to do business ventures or start businesses or anything, they have to have a business partner or business manager, because artists get too emotional. And I get that now. That makes a lot of sense, because artists do get emotional. All types of artists. And a lot of times that type of emotion, that type of feeling is the reason why a lot of artists miss out on a lot of money and make not the smartest business moves. And when it comes down to being an independent artist, you really are just a creative entrepreneur. That's all that is. But one thing about being an independent artist that a lot of people need to understand, and this is something that a lot of celebrities we all know of those celebrities, the TLCs, the R. Kellys, the JoJos, the people who got fucked over by major labels, Lil Wayne's, the stories go on and on and on. It's always that sad ass unsung episode of an artist talking about how they didn't know any better. They signed at this age. They missed out on this much money. They wasn't getting this and they wasn't getting that. And I know that Russ said on a forum, he said, if you are in 2000, whatever year, I think it was 2017, and you're still signing a shitty contract after we've seen all of these movies and all of these unsung episodes, then you're an idiot. And I gotta agree with that to some point, because a lot of these people are telling these unsung stories at a level that's still not as high as they should be, based off of, the label being shiesty and shady, but you're still talking from a level where you have money, you have fame. Even if you you're not making the majority of the ducat from the music that you made that was popular when it was out, you still are sitting in a place where you have a name and you can still make new music and make new legacies for yourself. You can't sit up here because you had a bad experience with a label and tell a whole bunch of broke ass independent artists don't sign to a label. That's not necessarily good sound advice. It's a little bit detached from reality, because the reason why a lot of labels are able to take a fuck ton of money after an artist has made so many successful tracks or videos or tours is because the label is putting in a lot of the front end. They are paying for music videos. They're paying for the outfits for the videos, the makeup, the hair, the nails, the videographer, the editing, the set design. They're paying for the extras. They're giving them a salary. People are, they're paying for the tour managers. They're paying for all of the different things that are needed for tour, for the flights, the tour buses, they're paying salaries of the people who got to drive the bus and do all of this and set up everything, and the sound people, they paying all of those salaries. They paying for the hotel rooms. They're paying for the costumes. They're paying all of this shit. They're paying for the producers, the beats, the music, the rights. They paying percentages of this and percentages of that. They're paying so many people. They're paying the distributors. They're paying the promotion people. They're paying all of the stuff that's necessary for the music to be able to be, they're paying for everything. It's so much when you think about it that goes into being an artist. If they're making concert t-shirts, they're paying for the t-shirt print company. They're paying, there's a lot of stuff that the label pays for. And guess what happens when you're an independent artist? All of that shit that I just listed plus more is now your financial responsibility. It's a lot of fucking money, even at ground fucking zero. At the lowest level of being an artist, at the extreme low level, it's still very expensive. Studio time is upwards of $30 to $100 an hour. Beats are literally hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars a piece. Music videos can cost thousands of dollars. Outfits, hair, makeup, nails, haircuts, all of that costs. Flights, hotels, if you want to do a show, do a tour, that shit costs. So, I want to have a separate conversation for another episode about artists needing to fight for minimum wage or getting paid, or there needs to be a set minimum wage, because independent artists shouldn't have to take on the not even the majority, the total of all of the things that it costs to get music done, get music out, and to be successful, and not get any back end. Because when you're an independent artist, you got to pay for all of that. Cover art ain't free. Photos ain't free. Promo ain't free. Distribution ain't free. Just to put your music on these streaming services is not free. None of this shit is free. It's not free. It's not cheap or free. And a lot of people a lot of independent artists, most of them don't even have enough money to pay their bills, let alone go to a studio and spend this much money. So sometimes it does behoove an artist to sign to a label, because they are literally alleviating themselves a majority of the financial responsibility. Because when labels sign you, they're taking in an investment. They're investing in you, and they need to make that money back from their investment plus a profit. So that's why these labels take so much money. Now, I know that being a fucking LaFace Records is a lot. Taking all of your money and leaving you with nothing is fucked up. But they're going to take majority of it because they put in 100% of the front end. You've done the work, but how much is your work really worth? And that's why I be telling people, if you're going to sign to a label, I don't know everything because I haven't been through this, but I've read enough books and saw enough stories so I can learn from other people's mistakes. If you're going to sign to a label, you cannot go there with your dick in your hand and your ass on your shoulder. Period. You can't go like that. If you go in there, people say when you go, read your contract, have a lawyer, negotiate. Sometimes you need to know if you're in a position to negotiate. If you ain't got no album, if you ain't got no single that's doing good, if you ain't went on no tour, did no shows, you ain't got no music video, if you don't have anything and you're literally just walking into an office with your talent and your dreams, you're not going to be able to negotiate much, especially if that's the only label that's interested in you. Most of the times, it's best to sign to a label if you got a lot of labels looking at you and wanting to sign you, because now you're in a wiggle room to have competition. Oh, well, this label is giving me 60% of my publishing. This label is giving me creative control. This label, and they'll compete and then they'll negotiate. But if you go there with nothing to show for yourself, that's why a lot of these artists having label issues that's been not viral, but trending for the past couple of years. I've understood where the label is coming from. And that's me as an artist, because I'm not thinking of it as an artist. I'm thinking of it as a businesswoman. A lot of these labels are seeing you and you ain't got no album, no tours, no nothing. They don't even know how much money you can bring in. They're just taking a guesstimate of how much they think that you're worth. And they're investing in you. And this is the truth. This is the God's honest truth. Most of these labels lose more money in stock of artists than they make. So when they make money, they really make money. Because it's not a coinkydink that your favorite artist is seen all over the internet. These people are very calculated. So being an independent artist, you're taking a big risk with yourself and you're having to do all of that by yourself. A label can get you to where you need to get to quicker than sometimes being independent. Being an independent artist is not for everybody, because some people are only good, sometimes even not good, but are only good at being talent, and that's it. A lot of artists are not good at managing themselves. A lot of artists are not even responsible enough to read their own contract and understand their own contract, let alone being able to create their own contract and then manage their tours. There's a lot of responsibility. And when you are an independent artist, the term independent is kind of tentative because you're not truly independent. Independent artists have a team. Chance didn't become... People always say, well, what about Chance? What about Chance? First of all, let's stop, because there's way more artists to mention. But Chance has a team. Chance has a brand. Chance is very smart, and he calculated himself. Chance was, he knew that music was not enough. He made and created and curated a brand around his artistry that will stick even longer than his music will. You have to be very calculated and smart. But I don't appreciate a lot of these artists that got fucked over by labels sitting on this high ass horse telling a whole bunch of broke people to just be independent. A lot of y'all ain't got it in you to be. Most artists don't have it in them to be independent. Signing to a label is not always a bad thing. Now, when you are signed to a label, you do your due diligence, but signing to a label is not always a bad thing. It's not. Just because you signed to a label, you didn't sell your soul, you didn't sign your soul over to the devil. It's none of that. It's business. We don't say that when people are applying to work for $7.50 an hour. That's selling your soul for some bullshit. And a lot of these labels, I mean, people got to feed their families. If you are a person, people always talking shit from the other side of Twitter, talking about they sign that for $50,000, $100,000 advance. That's all they got. Some of y'all need to stop talking shit, because some of y'all will sign y'all lives over for $12 an hour. So that's just the God's honest truth. People make decisions because people are trying to do right and feed their families and buy a house and do all this good stuff. A lot of the times people need to recognize that when you are independent, it costs so much more. And when you, especially because people don't like to pay their artists, people do artists dirty, especially they like to pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you make it, but they not trying to give you a few $100s when you independent. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times as an independent artist, and I'm speaking to somebody out there, if you feel this, let me know. But a lot of independent artists are spending hundreds of thousands and thousands and hundreds and thousands of dollars before they even see a red cent of revenue. An artist will spend anywhere up to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 before they even see a dollar back. That's what being a real artist is. Sometimes being a real independent artist is having to get real acquainted with Audacity, GarageBand, Mixcraft, getting real acquainted with Blue Snowball, Yeti. I'm talking to somebody out there. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you haven't been thriving hard enough as an artist. Sometimes being an independent artist calls you to make a deal, say, hey, I need help. And a lot of the times, you have to put up this persona. It's a whole persona. So a lot of the times, you got to fake it to make it. A lot of us, let me tell you something, like, it's crazy out here. Like, I know for a fact that for me, I don't have a bunch of money to be giving to people. And when I have a music video, whatever I need to get done, shit, I be asking favors. I be like, bitch, I'll cook. I'll make sure you eat for the day. I can give you this. I can give you that. Because a lot of times we barely have money to pay our bills. We don't have money to pay a staff to do a music video. I remember this guy. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know how he would feel, but he knows who he is if he hears this. Hey, what's up? And in my phone, I literally have his name saved under Entreprenegro because I just feel like he is so bright and he's going to fly so high because he's amazing. He's a good guy. And I really these are the people that I'm happy that I'm meeting now in the beginning, because by the time we start making money, it's going to be a real deal. But he used to do showcases after we graduated in New York. He used to do these little showcases at this comedy club. And the comedy club let him do the showcases there because every time he would do a showcase, it would be so many people. It would be fucking a packed house. Because he'd have about 10 to 15 people on the lineup just doing something, stand-up comedy, singing, rapping, dancing, monologues, whatever. And they would bring 3 friends, and after that, you multiply that by 15, you got a big ass crowd. And the comedy place did 2 drink minimums, so they was making money at the bar. They was making money in the front end because he would have people pay $15 or $20 a person to get in. So money was being made, but a lot of it was going towards the club because the club, they like, okay, we see you got this show, but we need to make our money too. And that's from the bar and the front end. So I'm pretty sure they was taking a big chunk of the ticket sales, but I also know that they was getting all of that money for the bar for the 2 drink minimum. But he brought all of the artists back. I think it was like his first or second show. He brought all of his artists to the back that was in the lineup, and he gave them like $5 a piece. I don't remember how much it was. I just know that it was like literally a couple of bucks. And he paid them all $5 a piece. And that ain't shit. $5 ain't shit. I mean, that's at least enough to get on the train so you can get your ass back home. But what I respected was the fact that because I'm pretty sure he didn't walk out with that much money. I'm pretty sure that he probably walked out with nothing after he did that. He could have just pocketed the quick little $125, but he decided to make sure everybody got a little $5. But you know why that stuck with me forever, and I will always be 100% down with this guy no matter what we're doing? Because it showed that he cared about the livelihood of his artists. Even if it was $3, $4, $5, whatever it was, that was probably the first time any of those people got paid in general for their talents. And that stands out a lot. And people will remember that. Even though it was just a few little ass $5. You know what I'm saying? People will remember that forever. Because he is showing now with little what he will be able to do with a lot. He's fair. He's kind. He ain't greedy. And that type of attitude will take you far. It will take you far. And one thing I know is that when you're independent, sometimes you think that you are insulting somebody with just giving them $2, $3 or however much you can. But really, people are remembering you as a person who actually is trying to be nice, to be fair, and also just trying to keep up a good relationship, trying to be a person that is not going to take advantage of talent, which happens a lot. You know, people will always remember that. It will always hold a soft spot. So sometimes this is just a preach to myself and other independent artists. Sometimes when you want to get shit done and you can't afford, you know, big $100 prices, sometimes if you just get some friends that are just starting off like you, who do videos, who do hair, makeup, nail, whatever they do, and just give them a few bucks or say, hey, I'll feed you, I'll cook for you, whatever you can provide, that can build a community. A lot of the times we gotta stop being so goddamn selfish, self-centered, so focused on keeping up an image that we don't even have, and come together and put our little dollars and cents together to make some magic. It's okay to say, hey, I'm doing a show. I ain't got no money for the show. I was thinking about putting out a website to get money or whatever, because I know when I did my first 2 shows in my tour, I definitely didn't have a dime to my name. But we had passed the offering basket around and asked for donations. And then for 2 shows in a matinee, we made over $1,000 in donations. You have to ask for help, and then you also got to work with what you got. Sometimes you got to nigga rig some shit. You know what I'm saying? And people will always make fun of you for nigga rigging some shit, but that's how Tyler Perry got from where he was to where he is. A lot of people had to nigga rig. A lot of people had to legit nigga rig, like do some ghetto ass shit just to make something happen. And the first project that you do, the first show, the first movie, the first music video, sometimes the first shit that you do, and that's why I'm so transparent about the journey of my podcast and my set and how I'm doing it, and, you know, just putting shit out. Sometimes it's gonna be raggedy as fuck, but sometimes you have to go through the ugly, raggedy phase so that pressure can create a diamond. And I'm really talking to myself because I have these ideas and I want things to be how I want it. I be watching Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, be like, ooh, they so perfect. I want to be like that. But I can't get like that if I'm not doing some Louis Prada Gucci, pop them tags, pop them. If I ain't, sometimes you got to start off at Louis Prada Gucci before you able to get to the homecoming. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like when we're talking about signing independent artists, when we're talking about independent artists, people are always talking about it like a Chance the Rapper type thing. And Joyner Lucas and shit like that. But people don't realize that Joyner Lucas was broke as shit. He was broke as shit. He was broke as shit. And he was grinding. People don't understand that. Megan Thee Stallion was rapping in her dorm room. Motherfuckers was broke and grinding. Megan was rapping in cars, doing, like, people gotta understand that these bitches come from the bottom. These niggas come from the bottom. An independent artist is not as glamorous as it looks. A lot of times we looking at the result, but we not looking at the journey. And a lot of the times, I would appreciate people not encourage so many people to be independent artists. Cause this shit can break break niggas' spirits. I have seen people be an independent artist for a couple of years and they never make music again because this process, this phase is enough to drive a nigga crazy because it's so tough. And I know I'm speaking to some artists. I know I'm speaking to somebody out there. I know it sounds like I'm just going on a tangent, but that's the real shit. A lot of people don't get that this shit gets real. Sometimes you might have to get your... Sometimes, and I've been here before, I'm speaking from experience, sometimes you're going to have to let your phone service get cut off so you can pay for that 1 hour of studio time. Sometimes it's one or two things. You going to eat ramen noodles for another week or you going to get this music video done. It's like, it get that real. It gets that real. It really do. Do I drive uninsured for 1 month or do I go get this show done? It be that real. And that's why in the next couple episodes we're going to talk about how we need to take care of our artists, because at the end of the day it's so much shit that we go through for niggas to not pay us, for niggas to make us pay to do work. Like, it's so much shit that we gotta go through and people don't understand it. And then also, this is also what keeps me grounded, knowing all of that shit about how independent artists have to go through it. You'll be less critical of other artists. Even though this is a platform where I review music, I know where my limits go. I'm less critical of, like, bitch, where your music at? Bitch, you ain't released no music in this long. Because, my nigga, music takes a long time before you able to complete it. Because I know my project in and of itself is going to cost me a couple of bands. And I know I'm going to have to do a little piece by a little piece by a little piece by a little piece until I'm finished. And that might take me a year or two to do the project. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all I have to say, because I believe that a lot of people just don't have a realistic expectation of what it's like to be an independent artist. So that's where this whole signed artist versus independent artist conversation happens. Because sometimes signing to a label can just alleviate you from a lot of headache. Bitch, you're not going to get 100% of your ducat, but bitch, you going to get you might have some peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, people keep doing these sad ass sob stories about, oh, I got signed to a label. People thought I had it all, but they was really taking this much. Some of y'all would have a bigger sob story if you had to pay for all the shit your label had to pay for. And that's just my honest to God truth. TLC was going on tangents and complaining, but if they had to take over the financial responsibility of Pebbles and her husband, they wouldn't have been here for it. But of course, they was getting fucked over to the max. And it's nothing about what happened to them was right. But I'm just saying, like, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. And it's not only just a lot, it's time consuming, it's energy sucking, it's a lot. So yeah, people need to be less critical. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about today, and this is a little old, it's a little bit old, the song is a month old, but MJ Rodriguez, I really wanted to talk about her right quick. First of all, I have to catch the last season of Pose. I'm going to do that. I'm going to catch up. I'm caught up. This is just a sidebar. I am literally in the process, because I'm unemployed now, to catch up on all the shows that I've been missing out on. I caught up on RuPaul's Drag Race United States. I caught up on All Stars. I caught up on Power. Like, I'm catching up on all of the shows because I am so behind, y'all. I'm so behind that I got to catch up on How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal. So don't talk to me about no shows. Don't give me no spoilers. I'm trying. I got to finish The Shy. I got to finish I still haven't finished the last season of Orange is the New Black. I'm so fucking behind. I am so fucking behind. But I'm only the most recent season behind on Pose, but I like MJ Rodriguez, Afro Latina. She's an Afro Latina woman. Here's my question, MJ. If you ever watch this podcast, is Michaela Jaé your like Childish Gambino moment? You know how when Donald Glover is acting or doing stand-up, he's Donald Glover, but when he's doing music, he's Childish Gambino. So are you MJ Rodriguez when you're acting, but you're Michaela Jaé when you're singing or making music? I think that's what you're going for. I'm here for it, but I think that you might need to make, I don't know. I don't know. It's giving me kind of a little bit of Sasha Fierce, a little bit of Childish Gambino tease, but something to say. I listened to the song. I definitely listened to the song, and I really liked the song. I was actually kind of shooketh. It reminds me of the old school way that pop music / R&B music was made. It was really it was like a mix between R&B, pop, and funk. So that's what it was giving me. It was giving me a lot of funkiness. Like, it was real funky, and I really, really liked it, because one thing I love is the fact that you repeated your chorus at the end. It was a full song, and you did breakdowns, you did riffs, you you cut the music, you just broke it down, and it felt like one of those songs that had a build. And that's the problem with a lot of songs to me now today, especially with singers. The songs just don't have a build. They don't go no place. They don't take you to no heights. And I really thought that the song took me to some heights. I watched the video as well. I thought the video was giving me real 1980s South Side of Brooklyn, Bronx type teas. And you incorporated floral or flowers in every scene. I wonder what that choice was made for. I don't not like it. I just was very curious, because I feel like every time artists, I don't know if that was a function of MJ or if that was a function of the creative director, but usually when people incorporate something in each scene, a butterfly, a flower, a diamond, or whatever it is, it's a purpose attached to it. And I would like to know that. Maybe it was just representing your femininity and your delicate nature and your womanhood. Maybe it was just emulating some sort of flirty sense, because it was a really flirty video. And the dude with the tattoos all over his body was fine as the fuck. Girl, if that's your nigga, let me know, because he was fine as a motherfucker. But that blue dress that you was wearing with that card that was just bursting with flowers was so, so, so beautiful. I was just here for it. The lyrics were beautiful. The build up was beautiful. The chorus was beautiful. The only thing that I would say as a critique, this is literally really petty, but I feel like the first verse should have been in your chest register like the second verse was, because I just felt like starting in the head register just it wasn't sonically compatible with the beginning of the beat. I would prefer you do your head register in the second, because that'll just give us a build, and do your chest register in the first. The chest register to me would have been just a little bit more sonically comfortable for me in the first verse, and then going into the chorus with the chest, and then maybe doing the head register in the second verse. Because I just felt like the duality was a little bit off guard, but I do like the song. Overall, I give the song like an A, because it was a beautiful build. It was just a beautiful build of a song. And I listened to it a few times, and you really did sing the fuck out of that song. And that's one thing that I'm missing from nowadays, from these new R&B bitches. Like, they be like, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And I'm like, okay, cool. You're just adding melodics to talking, but that's cool. These bitches could never unplug and do some real soulful shit. Like, I like the shit like, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Like, I like a good rich, meaty singing song, and I feel like this song gave me that. Like, it's not that I need it to be loud, it's not that I need a lot of vocal belting and stuff like that. I just need people to give color, just a little bit of color to your voice. That doesn't necessarily mean doing a riff mash. I'm just saying doing something different, because all of this talking and the sultry talking, moaning, melodic shit, I'm over it. I'm really over it. And for MJ, I feel like she gave us belts, she gave us riffs, she gave us head, she gave us chest, head register, she gave us chest register, she gave us all of these different colors to a voice that I feel like when she performs that, people are going to be looking forward to those vocal moments, and they can't be duplicated by other artists. Because anybody can sing any of these other bitches' songs, but it takes a real special bitch to sing a song like Deja Vu, to sing a song like When I See You, to sing a song like Pick Up Your Feelings, to sing a song like If It Kills Me by Melanie Fiona, to sing songs like Spotlight by Jennifer Hudson. It takes some real singing talent to be able to do that. A lot of these girls, like, when people are waiting for the Whitney Houston moment, when people are waiting for that moment, you have to be a real true vocalist to be able to hit that. And if you can't give that, then I'm not saying that you're not a real singer. I'm just saying that your talent is limited. A lot of these bitches are scared of vocal coaches. And, MJ has been singing. She sang on Pose a few times, but I really appreciate the vocal effort that was put into the song, because she could have just put out some simple shit like the rest of these hoes, but she went ahead and took risks and made a song that's just true to her, adding color, adding time, adding breath, adding head register, all of this different shit, and I just feel like it should be appreciated more. I really do like the song. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate what it does for the community, for the queer, black queer community. I really appreciate it, because I really think that it's something special. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about today, today I'm doing a review of GodBodyBingo's album, formerly known as Compass. Now, I had the pleasure of speaking with him a couple days ago, and he told me that he prefers that I listen to the entire album track by track, because he really worked hard on the transitions. It's pertinent transitions in the music. So I was just like, okay, I'll listen. He said you could still review it track by track by track like I generally do, but I need to listen to the full album. But because he said that, and that was a great suggestion, and I'm being transparent with my journey of this podcast, I will from now on listen to all albums like that, because transitions are extremely important to the outcome of the project. His project is called Off the Books. It was released on August, I believe, the 13th, 14th. I'm very excited because he can really rap. I've been a fan of his for like the past 6 years. So I'm very excited. I'm going to listen because of his suggestion. I am going to, from now on, be listening to albums all the way full through. But I will be, at the end of me listening to them, giving song by song by song review, all in one take and in one ducket, and giving an overall consensus at the end. Because I feel like it's just a little cleaner of a podcast if I do it that way. Also, I feel like I'm going to be able to digest the album better that way. And on top of that, I do think that it is important to acknowledge the transitions in some albums. So I am very excited. The first song is Hood Rich. The second song is called Transfiguration. The third song is called North Pole. The fourth song is called Big Forest featuring Sadiq. The fifth song is Easy Jesus 2. I already know about Easy Jesus 1. The sixth song is Last Time. The seventh song is Make You Feel featuring Elijah Chalk. The eighth song is Big G. The ninth song is Where You From. And let me go ahead and click on it because I can't see all of the names. It's featuring Oblivious Jones. And the 10th song is In My Will featuring Carter and Flow Eternal. 11th song is called Brothers. The 12th song is called Can't Let It Go featuring B Val. 13th song is called Chicken and Waffles. So I'm very excited. The track list, these, let me just say the names of these songs. Hood Rich is with 2 4s. And I think I know what that means. I think the 2 4s are like fofo, like Acres Home. GodBody, just let me know. Just text me and let me know because I know I got that right. The Fofos, Hood Rich, Transfiguration. Okay, these are some interesting names. These are some interesting song names. I'm actually very excited. I'm actually getting really excited. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to the full album and come back with my feedback. So I just listened to the entire album. I am so proud of you. I don't even know what to say. Because first of all, back in the day when he used to perform at the college that we went to, people used to look forward to his performances. The energy of this album was on 10 the entire time. Like, I am so proud and so happy because it wasn't a song on here that felt like filler. It wasn't no songs on here that just felt like, I'm going to just throw this on here to fill it in. every song was literally like a steak and potato moment. No chips, no gummy bears, no bullshit. This was all like food. You know what I'm saying? Like there was, and I'm not just saying this because he's my friend and we're cool. I'm really being real because I have literally, y'all know me. When y'all hear the progression of my podcast go on, I will be reviewing artists that I know, artists that I don't know, whatever. But I'll keep it real. I will keep it 100% real with you. I don't give a fuck if you my friend, if I know you, if you got my number. I will call you and tell you that your shit sucks. Okay? I got some friends that I've done that to already and we ain't friends no more. But this album was really good. Like, I am so shook. Like, this album was so good. But you know what's so sad about it? This is an album that I can't just be like, oh, I'm going to listen to Easy Jesus. Oh, I'm going to listen to Chicken and Waffles. Oh, I'm going to listen to Hood Rich. No, I have to literally listen to, like, the entire album. You know, like, Anti by Rihanna, that album, like, I can't ever just be like, oh, I'm going to listen to Desperado. I'm going to listen to Same Old Mistakes. Oh, I'm going to just listen to Sex With Me. No, I have to, like, I literally find myself listening to it all the way from Consideration all the way to Pose. Like, no, Sex With Me is the last song. From Consideration to Sex With Me, like, I can't. This is one of those albums, like, I'm very proud of you. And you know what else I really like? Not once did I hear about the hoes that he fucked. I ain't hear about the money that he made. I ain't hear about the drugs that he sell. I ain't hear nothing about niggas that he shot. I ain't hear, I didn't hear any of the typical stuff. Like, he was rapping on a very upscale level. Like, he was talking about spirituality. He was talking about his friends. He was talking about where he grew up. He was talking about his family. He was talking about his brother a lot. Like, his brother was brought up a lot in this album, and I really just thought that was beautiful. You weren't just talking about typical everyday, I'm a rapper ass nigga shit. Like, this was some real shit that he was saying. Like, he was talking about, I'll praise God and raise hell at the same time. I'll die for my brothers, but I'll also kill for them first. Like, he was saying some real shit. Like, he was really rapping. These beats were psychotic. Whoever was on the production needs to get their dick sucked immediately. So whoever you are, I got some girls and some guys, whoever you're into, whoever produced these beats, I got you. I got some people that can handle you off, because them beats was fire, was nasty as hell. First of all, Hood Rich, I was right, because you had mentioned Fofo a few times in Big Fours and in Hood Rich. I was right about the 4 and 4. I like being right. The intro with the static and the scratches and the transitions was really interesting. And I like the kind of Five Fingers of Death type sicko mode moment that we had in that intro. Very strong intro. The intro kind of set the tone for the entire album, and the transitions were very pertinent, because this transition into Transfigurations was sickening. This intro, I don't know, I feel like I need at least a visual teaser. Hood Rich needs at least a visual teaser. Transfigurations, that transition from Hood Rich to Transfigurations was amazing. You just start off, like, each song is literally, like, it's no room to be bored and snooze and be on Twitter or whatever. It's no room to be bored during this album, because every song sounds like 1,000% of energy. North Pole, okay, so I'm a little bit biased for that song, because I feel like that song is like just an ode to the North Side. A lot of people don't talk about the North Side. Between me, GodBodyBingo, and Kennaman, we the only people who talk about the North Side. Every time somebody talks about Houston, it's always south or southwest, south or southwest. But this was an ode to the North Side, and I really liked it. I wasn't expecting the beat drop in that song. That beat drop was really godly, and I really, and I like the song. And I like the fact that all of the songs on this album, of course, you had some 2-3 minute songs, some shorter songs. The first 2 songs were short, but most of these songs were like 3.5 to 4 minutes, which I appreciate. Y'all, you already know that I get on this podcast and I complain all day about the fact that songs be 2 minutes, 1 minute and 50 seconds. I be like, nigga, this is not no song. This is a goddamn excerpt. But this song was full. Big fours, the four schemes, the schemes with using the word for, whether it was like before or 4/4 or 44, or just using all of those four schemes. I heard that was a good bar choice. And you know what else I noticed? This is what I wrote down for this part. A lot of rappers in general cannot write good choruses. A lot of rappers, some of my favorite rappers, are trash at making a good chorus. But for you, and some rappers really just thrive off of getting people to sing it or other people to write it. But I feel like these choruses were really polished. Really, really polished choruses. Choruses are really hard for a lot of rappers to do because rappers are just usually used to just giving bar after bar after bar after bar after bar in the verses and being really good at that, but then their choruses fall short. Like, it's always just a really awkward, cringy chorus moment for rappers, but you have mastered choruses which will take you far. Because sometimes, and this is the sad part, but in hip-hop, we're used to a lot of things being diluted, a lot of things being like dumbed down or whatever. And a lot of the way that people are becoming a little bit more palatable for radio is having a really, really solid chorus. And for me, I felt like all of these songs have really good choruses. Even the songs, the songs that had a chorus involved, I feel like they were really solid. And that's hard. That's hard to master. That's when being a rapper who writes their bars and being an actual songwriter clash and come together. And if you are a person who can write raps and write choruses, you can low-key become a songwriter for singers. Just putting that out there. Just putting it out there. It's just a suggestion. I already knew Easy Jesus. I already knew that song. Last time, that beat was giving me Kanye West realness. I don't know what it was about that beat. Now, make you feel? He said you got to do a little something for the shawties. I don't know, make me feel. And you know what? Even that song wasn't just about sex. It was real slow, jammy. It was real sensual, but it just wasn't like dirty sexual. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. But I also thought that the song it just. Whew, where's my fan? Well, I'm going to just use this card right here. That song is gonna go on my list. It's gonna go on my naughty girl, my Chocolate Monroe list. Chocolate Monroe is my stripping name, by the way. Don't none of you hoes steal it. That's gonna go on my list. I like that song, and I heard the So Anxious sample. I love Genuine. That song. I might have to listen to that one again. Big G, I love that transition between those two songs. The transitions were really important. And as independent artists, I think it's hard to master transitions because we're usually getting beats from wherever we can afford them. You know what I'm saying? It be like that. But the fact that because he's been working on this album for a very, 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 very long time. He's been working on this album for a minute, and I've watched the process. And of course, I got a little sneak peek at some stuff, but one thing that I still, even with the sneak peeks that I got, I was not expecting it to sound anything like this. So I was literally still caught on my toes like everybody else. I really like the song Big G. Where You From? I thought the chorus was really good. The one thing is my favorite chorus from the whole album was from In My Will. That I feel like that one had the strongest like hook to me. Brothers, I like the choir type tones in the background. It sounded like a full-fledged choir. Gave me real Catholic, trap Catholic realness, and I really like that. Can't Let It Go. I feel like that song is the most GP pop radio friendly. It gives me like that good Roddy Ricch little baby tease, but with actual bars and not just singing and wailing. Like, I feel like if any of the songs on this album were gonna be like the TikTok ass, radio replay moment, I think that would be the song. And of course, Chicken and Waffles, it was a good closer. Praise God and Raise Hell at the same damn time. I just really was very impressed. I liked every single song on the album. There's not one song that I didn't like. I don't really even have any critiques. The only critique would be for Big Fours if you could have just changed a few of the words to connect to the punchline, to the metaphor. I think a few words would have turned a lot of the schemes into full-fledged metaphors. But even with that, I really don't care about that because I feel like this whole project was really good. The energy was high. The beats were amazing. The transitions were great. It sounded like, because the thing is, every song was individual, but it still sounded like one long experience. Like, it's so hard to master that. A lot of people do not, like Beyonce said, a lot of people do not know how to put albums or bodies of work together. And it's the thing about a body of work, it's like this thing you gotta master. Every song gotta be different and give a different tease, but it also has to all come together. Like, it has to be like a salad. Like, everything tastes great together, but everything should taste great individually. And I feel like this album was so good. And I'm not just saying this, and I swear to God, I will get on here and tell somebody that I know that your shit was not it. I have done that, not on my podcast, but in real life, and I have lost a few friends. I've told people that are from same cities that I'm from, and if you know me, bingo. GodBody, please. He know I'm being messy right now. That's why I'm laughing. He know I'm being messy because he know exactly who I'm talking about. If you know who I'm talking about, please send me a DM, and I promise you. But I know people who are from the same city as I come from, who shit just don't ever be right. And I've tried to even put it on my promo page or talk to people or whatever. And I just like, man, your shit is just never right. It's something off. It's something missing. Something is fucked up. You reaching. The bars is reaching. I have told people before that I don't know if this is for you. You know, and if you know me, GodBodyBingo, he gonna get on my ass because he know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, and that be that. But for me, I really did like this album. I was literally listening to it again and again and again and again. I'm actually about to listen to it like again right now because I'm just literally because the thing is, I was like, okay, I've heard some of the songs beforehand. Okay, I already know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. I am literally lost for fucking words because every beat, like punch, 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 like the beats were just amazing. He was on it. He sounded confident. He sounded sure of himself. He sounded different subject matters. I don't know no rapper that's rapping like that. You know, even like, I feel like he would be put in the category of a Joyner Lucas type person, but Joyner Lucas is more rapping like, I don't know. It's like your rapping is a little bit more esoterical than Joyner Lucas. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. And I also feel like low key, your rapping could be a sector of gospel. If that makes any sense. Because it is so spiritual. It's like almost like, what do they call Mary? They say they don't make gospel. They say they make inspirational music. It was low key like inspirational trap. If that makes any sense. Ooh, you better trademark that. I just gave you some business. Trademark that. I'll let you keep it for a small fee. I'm just kidding. Shit, you can keep it if you buy me some wings. But anyway, I just really enjoyed the album. I really did. I'm very happy with the music I listened to today. My soul is fed. Y'all, I love music so much, and it just makes me so happy when I know somebody who's independent and doing their thing. And their music literally sounds like to the quality of a Jay-Z. I am very, very proud of you. Y'all go check out the album. It will be in the link in the description of this podcast on every platform that I'm going to be putting this podcast on. please go stream this album. Please go stream Michaela Jaé, Something to Say single. Please go check out her video. Make sure you guys support Black independent artists. And bye, divas. I will be seeing you soon.